Hello, everybody, and welcome to English with Jamie. I am Jamie, of course. That's my name. I want to introduce this channel to you, so I just want to start by describing what I already described once in both the other videos. Every week, I'm going to record three videos, using my fingers to count the number 3. The first video will be a beginner video, very general, slow, simple English, so you can understand what I'm talking about. The second video will be intermediate, and if you don't know the word intermediate, it means not beginner and not advanced. It's in between. Intermediate is kind of a big zone. Maybe I would say I'm intermediate in some languages that people would say I'm still a beginner. Maybe I would call myself intermediate in some languages that people think I'm advanced. But the people who think I'm advanced probably don't speak that language. So, like, if you ask me in Japanese, if you see me, if you don't speak Japanese and you see me speaking Japanese, you'll think, oh wow, he's so advanced. If you do speak Japanese and you see me speak Japanese, you would probably say I'm intermediate. So these are subjective terms. They're subjective. That means there's not an exact scientific objective standard. Well, there are some standards, but subjective means it's your opinion. It depends on someone's opinion. So I think for languages, it's a little bit subjective whether you're intermediate or advanced. But I think you can tell from watching this video, when I speak in the advanced videos, I'm going to speak much more quickly. I'm going to use a lot more words. I'm going to say things like I'm gonna rather than I'm going to. So it might be harder to pick apart the words. And most importantly, I'm going to go on lots of tangents. If I think of something else, I might change the subject quickly, and talk about that. So I'm doing that for two reasons. I think it's actually more entertaining, both for you and for me to record the video if I change the subject a lot. And I'm actually doing this inspired by one very specific person. There's a guy, from Japan. He does a podcast called Nihongo con Teppei, and he's Japanese, but he spent a long time in Spain learning Spanish, and I think his like wife is Spanish and his child speaks Spanish and Japanese. He lives in Japan now, and he does these amazing podcasts. They're called Nihongo, which means Japanese, Kon, which means with, but in Spanish. So Nihongo means Japanese in Japanese, but Kon means with in Spanish, and Teppei is his name. And every time he records a podcast, he has a subject in mind. Like he has a title for the subject, like techniques for learning Japanese better, or why do young people like ice cream, or something like that. But no matter what, he starts with the topic, and then he just he drifts away from the topic and speaks about something completely different. And I really enjoy it. It helps me to practice my Japanese listening, and it's one of the reasons it's so good is because he speaks naturally, and he doesn't speak in perfectly pre-written sentences so that you understand everything. Or what am I trying to say? If all you hear is somebody speaking like a prepared speech, then your ears are listening for, one type of English, right? But if you hear me start and stop and correct myself and change what I'm saying a little bit, and pause and say, I think that will help you understand when other people do that, first of all, and it will help you, I think, learn to do that yourself and make this language your own. And I also just think it's more natural. It's less overwhelming to hear a normal person speak with all of our thoughts in motion, because this is how we normally speak, even in real life, right? So sometimes when I listen, I listen to some French podcasts. I'm working on my French right now, and some of the ones I listen to, they've prepared a script, and yes, it's a simple script, so that's helpful to me. But it's also, I don't get to hear them stopping and pausing and thinking and reformulating their thoughts. Oh, that's actually a very good word. Reformulate. Formulate means to create, or so the form is like the shape of something. So to formulate your thoughts means to give a shape to your thoughts, To reformulate means to give a new shape, to stop and give a different shape to your thoughts. So anyway, in podcasts that are highly scripted, I don't get to hear somebody reformulate their thoughts. But in Nihongo con Teppei, I hear him reformulating his thoughts, changing his ideas in the middle of a sentence, and I really love that. So I'll be doing that in the advanced podcast also. And like I said, every week I'll do all three. You might want to listen to the beginners and the intermediates first, especially if you're not sure about your ability to understand the advanced podcasts. Or you might just want to skip to the advanced, or you could do the advanced. This is the internet. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. And this is, as of the time I record this video, I've only recorded, 3 weeks worth of podcasts. So that's 9 of them. I think the sound quality is really bad on one of the weeks, so I apologize for that. The sound quality is bad. And I'm hoping to have captions and, pop-up text on the videos. But I might not have that, so it might just be something where you're listening. I don't know what's going to happen. By the time you listen to this or watch this, it will probably be clear. You will see some text on the screen, or you will see some text in the captions. But right now, I have no idea. So anyway, I also might later on expand this to be more multilingual, so involving people who speak Spanish or French or Swahili or languages that I'm learning, and also maybe helping people who are learning those languages. But for now, I am just focused on helping folks have some good English material, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for listening. Take care.